What's up? Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance with me, your host. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe. Oh, where's my YT sub? Oh, there's subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Again, right here to Blockchain Tech and Finance. I have all the links of these articles I'm going to be reading through, the sources in the description box below on these videos, so you can research. Great, monitor's doing well on there. So without further regards, hope you had a happy holiday if you celebrate like that. And let's go right on to the markets. We have Dow Jones Industrial Average up 0.19%, NASDAQ Composite down 0.16%, S&P 500 down 0.02%, the global real-time USD up 0.18%, the gold continuous contract up 0.39%, and crude oil is down 1%. In the Europe markets, we have the Europe markets. We have the FTSE 100 index up 0.06%, the DAX up 0.22%, the CAC 40 index up 0.2%, FTSE MIB index up 0.67%, the IBEX 35 is up 0.34%, the Stocks Europe 600 is up 0.33%, the Swiss market index is up 0.26%. In the Asia market data, Asia Dow is down 0.2%, Nikkei 225 is up 0.52%, Hang Seng is down 1.96%, Shanghai Composite Index is down 0.68%, S&P BSE Sensex is down 0.07%, FTSE Straits is down 0.54%, S&P ASX 200 benchmark is up 0.17%, and the Kospi is down 0.73%. In currency markets, let me turn something off. Air filtration unit working. We got the euro up 0.19%, the Japanese yen up 0.02%, the British pound up 0.52%, Australia dollar up 0.4%, the US dollar index up 0.44%, the WSJ dollar index is up 0.19%. In cryptocurrency markets, we have Bitcoin $37,345 per BTC up 0.25%, Ethereum USD up 1.56% at over 2K now, $2,100. So congratulations on people in the ETH markets. XRP is up 0.2%, Bitcoin Cash up 0.58%, Litecoin is up 1.74%, and Monero is up 0.91%. In the rates, for the US 10-year Treasury note up 0.07, Germany 10-year government bond up 0.025, Italy 10-year government bond up 0.003, Spain 10-year government bond up 0.025, UK 10-year gilt up 0.028, Japan 10-year government bond is up 0.047 points. In the futures market, crude oil again is down 1.15%. Gold continuous contract up 0.39%. E-mini NASDAQ 100 index is down 0.2%. E-mini Dow continuous contract up 0.16%. E-mini S&P 500 futures is down 0.05%, and silver is up 2.65%. So congratulations on the silver goers. First piece of news here, we're going to go into the blockchain news, then some cryptocurrency news, some NFT news, tech news, and close it out with some finance news. So from CNBC writer Arjun Karpal, in the tech sector, we have $115 million stolen from two crypto firms linked to Justin Sun after a hack. So this stood out to read from, see what's going on here. In key points, around $115 million so far has been stolen after hackers exploited the HTX exchange and Heco chain, two cryptocurrency platforms linked to high-profile entrepreneur Justin Sun. HTX, formerly known as Huobi, was targeted by hackers who stole an estimated $30 million worth of cryptocurrencies. The company said in a statement on Wednesday, a total of $85.4 million worth of cryptocurrency has been stolen from the Heco chain, according to the market analytics firm Crypto Quant. Two cryptocurrency platforms linked to the high-profile entrepreneur Justin Sun were hacked in two exploits that may have stolen an estimated $115 million to date. The targeted projects include the HTX digital currency exchange, formerly known as Huobi, from which hackers drained around $30 million worth of cryptocurrencies. The company said in a statement on Wednesday. So-called blockchain bridge Heco chain was also attacked, HTX confirmed. Sun, who is an investor in HTX and linked to the Heco chain, confirmed the events. So we got a post here. The blockchain bridge connects different. What is this? I just don't want to see this. They're just playing something else. Never mind. A blockchain bridge connects different networks to allow the fast swap and movement of various cryptocurrencies. These chains have proven to be vulnerable to hacking. Market analytics firm CryptoQuant assesses that total of $85.4 million worth of cryptocurrency has been stolen from the Heko chain. It was largely dominated by in stablecoin USDT and Ether. The large amount of HTX's native cryptocurrency, HBTC, was also stolen. The price of HBTC was down more than 5% versus 24-hour before, according to the data from CoinGecko. CNBC has reached out to HTX for comment on Heko chain losses. HTX says it is identifying the source of the attack and has implemented urgent measures to protect user assets. The exchange has temporarily suspended deposit and withdrawal services on both HTX and Heko chain as a precautionary measure. The company also said that it will fully compensate for any losses incurred due to the hot wallet attack. The hot wallet refers to a cryptocurrency wallet which is connected to the internet. CryptoQuant data showed that around 11,100 Ether tokens have been moved from HTX exchange in the last few hours. This is around $23 million worth of cryptocurrency, is mainly the result of hackers stealing the digital coins, as well as a few users trying to get their money from the exchange. A spokesperson for CryptoQuant told CNBC. CryptoQuant analyst Bradley Park said that the hackers are switching their stolen assets into the more liquid Ether asset because stablecoins USDT and USDC can be frozen. Tether, which issues USDT, and Circle, the company behind USDC, were not immediately available for comment when contacted by CNBC. The HTX hack comes after another exchange backed by Sun, Poloniex, suffered a hack this month that led $100 million worth of cryptocurrencies being stolen. So yeah, that's that there. Also, you can let me know your comments and chats in the chat. I can see you in the chat, or you can let me know your comments on what you think is important to be covering in crypto news and blockchain tech and finance here, as far as like blockchain, crypto, technology, NFTs, and metaverse based, as well as finance news. Let's keep going on to the next article here. I'll follow up on that if we get more reports on what's going on there. CoinDesk Policy Sector by Nicolesh De, Binance founder Changpeng CZ Zhao, released on a $170 million bond, will be sentenced in February. Binance settled charges with the DOJ, agreeing to pay $4.3 billion. Binance founder and former CEO Changpeng CZ Zhao has been released from custody on a $175 million personal recognizance bonds. Zhao pleaded guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act in court earlier on Tuesday after federal officials alleged he directed Binance to allow U.S. customers to use the platform without conducting proper Know Your Customer or anti-money laundering checks. According to the U.S. to a court filing, he's posting $15 million held in a trust account by Davis Wright Tremaine, separate from the bond, and agreeing to forfeit funds if he violates the terms of his release. He's also finding two guarantors who are pledging $250,000 and $100,000 respectively. A sentencing hearing has been scheduled for February 23rd, 2024. At 9 a.m. Pacific time. The term of Zhao's release bar him from breaking the law, tampering with witnesses or victims, or taking any non-prescribed controlled substances. Normal provisions in a bond release. The order also appears to allow Zhao to leave the U.S., saying he has to return 14 days prior to sentencing, though federal prosecutors said during a hearing earlier on Tuesday that they wanted to appeal that provision to a more senior judge. Zhao agreed to remain in the Seattle area until Monday, November 27th, allowing DOJ lawyers and his attorneys to hash out that disagreement with the district judge overseeing the case. Because Zhao pleaded guilty pursuant to an agreement, he waived his right to appeal any sentence over 18 months. Magistrate Judge Brian Toshida said in court Tuesday. According to another court filing, the DOJ and Zhao agreed to a $50 million fine, but no prison time was mentioned. Zhao resigned from Binance, the exchange he founded in 2017, as part of the company's settlement with the U.S. Department of Justice on Tuesday. Binance will pay $4.3 billion in penalties to various federal agencies to allow multiple monitors to oversee its operations through the next 5 years. Alongside the DOJ, Binance settled charges with the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, Office of Asset Control, OFAC, and Commodity Futures Trading Commission, respectively. The U.S.'s money laundering watchdog sanctions watchdog and federal commodities regulator. This is one of the largest penalties we have ever obtained from a corporate defendant in a criminal matter, Attorney General Merrick Garland said during a press conference on Tuesday. So that's that there. CZ Zhao, released on a $175 million bond, will be sentenced in February. Also from CoinDesk, we're going to follow up with what actually further is going on in the Binance settlement with U.S. authorities versus positive crypto. Why is positive crypto, as well as the exchange JP Morgan. And this is finance sector from Will Canny. The settlement will significantly reduce the potential systemic risk emanating from a hypothetical collapse of the crypto exchange, the report said. Binance's settlement with the U.S. government is a positive for the crypto industry as well as the exchange. JP Morgan JPM said in a research report Thursday, for the wider market, the exchange's deal would see significant reduction of a potential systemic risk emanating from a hypothetical Binance collapse. The report said it also reinforces an ongoing shift toward regulated crypto entities and instruments, which has been the objective of U.S. authorities. Post FTX as a collapse analyst led by Nikolaos an analyst led by Nikolaos wrote, the shift towards regulated cryptocurrencies and products is positive as more regulation will help attract investors from traditional finance, the note said, adding that the involvement of large asset managers such as BlackRock and Fidelity and the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs by the Securities Exchange Commission (SEC) supports this thesis. The agreement also reduces the uncertainty surrounding the crypto exchange, which will benefit its trading and BNB Smart Chain businesses. JP Morgan said it noted that Binance has been losing market share due to uncertainty around this issue. Its market share loss could be contained going forward and perhaps partly reverse once the implications from the settlement on Binance's operations and business model become more clear, the analyst wrote. Says the story continues below, but I guess it's like Binance will retain its international dominance after U.S. settlement. Bernstein, yeah, I mean it's got its decentralized chain, so it'll always be operating. Anyone can build upon it. I have I had this article twice in there for some reason. This is from the South China Morning Post. Extradition of South Korea's cryptocurrency king Do Kwon approved by Montenegro court. Do Kwon is the former CEO of Terraform Labs, the company behind Terra USD that collapsed in May 2022, roiling cryptocurrency markets. He is wanted by Washington as well as Seoul. There's all this article stuff popping up here. A court in Montenegro said on Friday they had approved the extradition of cryptocurrency entrepreneur Do Kwon, leaving a minister to decide if he will be handed over to South Korea or the United States, which both want him. Do Kwon, who was charged in the U.S. with multi-billion-dollar fraud, and his ally were sentenced in June to 4 months in prison for using forged passports. Police said after arresting them that they had found doctored Costa Rican passports, a separate set of Belgian passports, laptop computers, and other devices in their luggage. At a hearing in May, the defendants denied the charges pressed by the Montenegrin prosecutor. Korean crypto. I didn't just click that, did I? No, I want to go back here. Let's go back one here. Do Kwon's lawyer did not immediately respond to. Sorry, the dog just ran right through the door and through the house. Let's see. Kwon's lawyer did not immediately respond to requests for comment when the U.S. charges were announced, but a spokesperson for the company he founded, Terraform Labs, said in July it would fight the misguided and deeply flawed U.S. allegations. The High Court in the Montenegrin capital Podgorica, I don't know, said on Friday Do Kwon had agreed to be extradited to South Korea under an abbreviated procedure, but that the justice minister would have the final say, as multiple states have requested his handover. The decision will be made after Do Kwon completes serving his prison sentence for document forgery, the court said. Do Kwon's lawyer in Podgorica was not immediately available to comment. A South Korean national, Kwon is the former CEO of South Korea-based Terraform Labs, the company behind the stablecoin Terra USD that collapsed in May 2022, roiling cryptocurrency markets. He was detained in late March along with Hong Chang-jun, Terraform Labs' former finance officer, as they tried to board a flight in Dubai from Podgorica. Following Kwon's arrest, the U.S. District Court in Manhattan made public an 8 count indictment against him for securities fraud, wire fraud, commodities fraud, and conspiracy. In late May, a Montenegrin court scrapped a bail of 800,000 euros, or roughly $870,000, for the pair, saying it would not be taken as solid guarantee, nor their promise they would not run away once released from detention. So that's that there. Extradition of South Korean's cryptocurrency king Do Kwon approved by Montenegro courts. Got a few more articles here before closing out the stream for the day. Why is blockchain game offering NFTs as in-game assets? It's from Blockchain Magazine. So we're going to shift it over from blockchain news, crypto news, into NFT news. The convergence of blockchain technology and gaming has given rise to a revolutionary concept in the gaming industry, and non-fungible token NFTs as in-game assets. The paradigm shift is reshaping how players perceive ownership, trade virtual goods, and interact with digital ecosystems. In this article, we'll explore the compelling reason behind the incorporation of NFTs into blockchain gaming and the profound impact this has had on the gaming landscape. The true ownership and scarcity. One of the fundamental advantages of NFTs in blockchain gaming is the concept of true ownership. Unlike traditional in-game assets, NFTs are unique, indivisible tokens that are stored on a blockchain. This means that players have genuine ownership of their in-game items, characters, or assets, backed by the transparency and immutability of blockchain technology. The scarcity and uniqueness conferred by NFTs create a sense of rarity and exclusivity, adding significant value to virtual possession. Interoperability across the games. NFTs provide a standardized format for representing digital assets, enabling interoperability across different games and platforms. The interoperability allows players to use their NFTs in various gaming environments, fostering a seamless experience as they move between virtual worlds. This interconnectedness enhances the versatility and utility of in-game assets, providing players with a broader range of possibilities for their digital possessions. In player-driven economies, the introduction of NFTs transform in-game economies into player-driven ecosystems. Players can buy, sell, and trade NFTs on decentralized marketplaces, creating a vibrant and dynamic economy within the gaming environment. This player-centric model empowers users to determine the value of their virtual assets, leading to a more engaged and active gaming community. The monetization and play-to-earn models. NFTs introduce a groundbreaking play-to-earn model where players can monetize their in-game achievements by owning and trading NFTs. Players can earn cryptocurrency or other tangible rewards. This economic incentive transforms gaming from a leisure activity into a potential source of income, attracting a broader audience and changing the traditional gaming paradigm. In immutable ownership records, blockchain technology ensures the immutability of ownership records associated with NFTs. The transparency eliminates disputes over ownership and provenance of in-game assets. Players can trace the entire history of their NFTs, enhancing trust and accountability with the gaming community. This feature is particularly valuable in combating fraud and unauthorized duplication of virtual items. In decentralized marketplaces, NFTs enable the creation of decentralized marketplaces where players can freely buy, sell, and trade their virtual assets without the need of intermediaries. This decentralized approach democratizes the trading process, giving players more control over their transactions and reducing the influence of centralized entities. In community engagement and governance, the integration of NFTs often comes hand in hand with these decentralized governance models. Tokenized assets can be used to influence in-game decisions through voting mechanisms, allowing players to actively participate in the development and evolution of the gaming environment. This community engagement strengthens the bond between players and developers, fostering a collaborative and inclusive gaming experience. In innovative game design, NFTs open the door to innovative game design concepts. Game developers can create unique experiences where players' actions and ownership of NFTs impact the narrative, gameplay, or even the virtual world itself. This flexibility in design encourages creativity and experimentation, leading to novel and engaging gaming experiences. In global accessibility, blockchain technology and NFTs provide a global framework for ownership and trade. Players from different parts of the world can participate in the same virtual economy without constraints of traditional gaming platforms. This global accessibility broadens the player base and fosters a diverse and interconnected gaming community. In cultural impact and digital collectibles, NFTs have introduced a form of digital collectibles with cultural significance. From digital art to virtual fashion, NFTs go beyond traditional in-game assets, allowing players to express their individuality and contribute to a digital cultural landscape. This cultural impact adds an extra layer of meaning to the virtual possessions owned by players. Let's go into the metaverse news. Can the metaverse replace classrooms? It's from Elizabeth Ying, the Regulatory Review. As at Dallas Hybrid Preparatory School, students attend in-person classes only 2 days a week. The rest of the week, they go to school in the metaverse. Experts predict that the metaverse's popularity continues to grow. More schools may start teaching in the digital world. But one law professor argues in a recent article that just like with real-world classrooms, metaverse classrooms must comply with federal regulations. The metaverse is an immersive 3D digital world that can be accessed using devices such as computers or virtual reality headsets. In the metaverse, people can navigate the digital environment using online avatars to interact with others and virtually experience real-world activities. In the article, law professor John M. Garan proposes different ways the metaverse could be used to supplement or replace the traditional classroom. He suggests, for example, that educators could teach in-person lessons, but then assign specific tasks for students to complete in the metaverse. How long? Okay, it's not too long here. Alternatively, educators may teach in the metaverse through their avatars and provide their students with technology to access the metaverse from home, which could eliminate the need for in-person instruction. Either of these options, Garan argues, can implicate the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, and the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act of the COPPA. FERPA protects students' personally identifiable information and education records. When the student is a minor, FERPA requires consent from the student's parents before the school may release this information. COPPA affords additional privacy protections by requiring commercial website operators to obtain parental consent before collecting personal information from children under 13 years old. COPPA may apply to schools if students are required to use online programs. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, has provided guidance for schools using online resources to ensure compliance with COPPA. If a school contracts with website operators, the FTC has indicated that the school may provide the required consent under COPPA on behalf of its students' parents. Garan warns that teachers should be especially cautious of privacy considerations before assigning their students tasks to complete in the metaverse, especially when their students are under 13 years of age, especially what metaverse they're actually going to be using. That's also the other aspect. There should be educational metaverses that have absolutely no decentralization to them, according to like these other metaverses. They should be strictly kind of centralized to an educational system, in my take on it. Opinionized take on it. To ensure compliance with FERPA and COPPA, Garan cautions that schools should require online service providers to restrict communications, including advertisements and purchasing options, to an opt-in basis, that students do not get such pop-ups while in the metaverse. In addition, Garan argues that online providers should be required to delete students' data after their contracts with schools end. Furthermore, teachers may be aware the specific FERP and COPPA requirements, so Garan suggests that the school administrators rather than teachers should choose which metaverse providers to contract with. Again, they should probably have like maybe like a governmented metaverse for educational systems that is token gated to specific classrooms, right? And teachers with certain students in them to be fully safe. Furthermore, teachers... Garan explains that this practice would be in line with the FTC's recommendation regarding consent. Garan argues that metaverse-based education must also comply with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA. The metaverse's use of virtual reality devices, which often depends on physical movement, could create accessibility issues for students with physical disabilities. Under IDEA, schools must offer students with disabilities an individualized education program that provides them with appropriate accommodations. And he suggests that the metaverse could be an educational tool that gives some students with the modifications they need. If teaching is solely done in the metaverse, however, the caution is that students with visual, hearing, or motor disabilities may be at a disadvantage, and recommends that in these scenarios, teachers may have to provide alternative recommendations. In addition, the description that the metaverse reliance is on avatars and could create exclusivity issues if the avatars are not customized to fit a diverse range of skin tones. Promoting inclusivity and technological design, however, occurs most successfully when the design team is itself inclusive, and contends, Garan contends, in addition to having a representative design team, the argument is that the team must test the technology against implicit biases. He emphasizes that principles of equity and inclusion, should be at the forefront of the technology design process. And the recommendation is that the FTC and U.S. Department of Education work together to provide standards for metaverse developers to ensure that their platforms are compliant with educational regulations. He concludes by emphasizing that the educational digital environment must meet its regulatory obligations and focus on promoting diversity and inclusion. So yeah, right there. Can the metaverse replace classrooms? I mean, it seems like it already is, according to like, you know, some aspects of schooling in Texas, it seems like. Let's go into some tech news and then a piece of finance news and close out this stream for the day. So tech news. Could airports make hydrogen work as fuel? It's from Ben Morris, writer-reporter for BBC. On a typical day, 1,300 planes take off and land in Heathrow Airport, and keeping that going requires around 20 million liters of jet fuel every day. That's the equivalent of filling up your car around 400,000 times. It's a massive operation with fuel piped to the airport direct from refineries and then stored at two facilities known as fuel farms. The amount of fuel that passes through Heathrow is enormous. It's about half of the UK's jet fuel requirement, says Matt Prescott, head of carbon strategy at Heathrow. Heathrow Airport itself does not buy and sell fuel. That's down to the airlines and their suppliers. However, what's these kind of articles here? However, it does have to think about the infrastructure allotting space for storage and pipes and making sure the airlines and fuel firms have everything they need. It's really about building up the sufficient capacity to ensure that the airport has resilience built in, says Mr. Prescott. But then it comes to fuel, airports around the world are having to have a major rethink. In the UK, under the government's Jet Zero plan, by 2040, the UK aviation industry has committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions. The US aviation industry plans to reach net zero by 2050. The European Union has a similar goal. What is net zero? You can click here if you want to do some further research on your own about what net zero is and how countries are getting there. And these ambitious targets, these are ambitious targets, and to reach them require alternative to traditional jet fuel. Sustainable aviation fuel that does not come from fossil fuels is one option. Airlines are already using it. Usually blended with regular jet fuel. For airports, it's simply to supply SAF and can be delivered via existing pipelines. But many doubt whether SAF can be produced cheaply enough or in large enough quantities to meet the needs of the airline industry. So there is much interest in hydrogen, which can store a lot of energy, and when used as fuel, does not produce any CO2. To be of any use to the aviation industry, hydrogen needs to be in liquid form, which involves chilling to minus 253 degrees Celsius. Handling a liquid of that kind of temperature is immensely challenging. Given the chance, liquid hydrogen will boil off and escape as gas, potentially becoming a hazard. So tanks, pipes, and hoses all have to be extra insulated to keep the liquid cold. France's Air Liquide has a lot of experience in this area. For around 50 years, has been supplying cryogenic hydrogen to the Ariane, I don't know, rockets, that's a weird word, of the European Space Agency, ESA. The company produces more than 1 million tons of hydrogen a year, as well as fueling rockets. Its hydrogen is used in trucks and all sorts of industrial processes. This gives us a very strong background in technology and industrial know-how in this field, says Erwin Penn-Forrest, a senior executive at the company's global hydrogen business. For the past 3 years, in partnership with Airbus and France's biggest airport operator group, ADP, Air Liquide has been investigating the potential of hydrogen in the aviation business. It is also part of the H2Fly consortium, which this summer successfully flew an aircraft using liquid hydrogen. For Air Liquide, it was an opportunity to test systems for fueling a hydrogen aircraft. Airlines are keen to know if hydrogen planes can be refueled as quickly in current aircraft. As quick turnaround times are important for the industry. Are we able to deliver a few tons of liquid hydrogen in a matter of 15 minutes, 20 minutes? We have the technologies for this. We are adapting it. But the answer is yes, says Mr. Penn-Forrest. However, installing the equipment needed to store and distribute hydrogen at airports will not be cheap. The consultancy Bain and Company estimates it could cost as much as $1 billion per airport. I mean, but what's the cost of the environment? Well, with the route we're going right now with jet fuel. You know, that's the other aspect. The turnaround of what I could say, like, you know, fossil fuels, global warming, extinction of the U.S., or not the U.S., the human populous because we just keep going in this direction of jet fuel. Those are the things of why they're using these aspects of hydrogen. And so the cost, yes, is high, but what is the true cost in the long term? We have to weigh that factor if we're going to just destroy the whole world with jet fuel. So instead of using that, hydrogen is the way to go, no matter what the cost, because it keeps our world alive. It keeps our human race alive. One startup, Universal Hydrogen, says it is a solution. It involves doing all, because there's no, again, it said there was no CO2 emissions from it. So that's the key factor here. One startup, Universal Hydrogen, says it has a solution. It involves doing all the tricky parts of handling hydrogen away from the airport, probably at the facility where the gas is usually actually made. The company has developed special tanks to hold liquid hydrogen. UH calls them modules, which can be trucked to the airport. The modules are designed to slot straight into the aircraft where they can be plugged into the propulsion system. No need for pipes, hoses, and pumps. The modules are extremely well insulated, can keep the hydrogen in its liquid form for 4 days. 2 modules would hold 360 kilograms of hydrogen and would be able to fly an aircraft 500 miles, plus an extra 45 minutes of flight time in reverse. Universal Hydrogen is modifying a regional airliner, putting a fuel cell that can convert liquid hydrogen to electricity and connecting that to electric motors that will drive the propellers. Yeah, this article's almost done. So larger doors are being fitted so the modules can be loaded into their plane. If all goes planned, test flights will start next year. Mark Cousin, Chief of Technology Officer at Universal Hydrogen, says hydrogen is most likely to become used for regional flights, but regular jet fuel will still be needed for long-haul operations. So it's a step, Is it an overall solution? Apparently not, but is a step towards something in the broader range of lowering carbon CO2 emissions and lowering global warming effects. Handling the fuel in a different way, like we're proposing, makes sense because you're not trying to convert the existing fueling infrastructure, which the airlines need to keep away from other parts of the fleet, he says. It's not clear whether hydrogen will become a mainstream fuel for aviation. Aircraft powered by hydrogen are still in the early stages of development. Unlike current planes, which can store fuel in their wings, hydrogen planes will have to store their fuel in the fuselage, cutting space for passengers. In addition, there is also the question of whether there will be enough environmentally friendly green hydrogen to meet demand. Prakash Dikshit, who works on the planning and development of airports for the consultancy Landrum and Brown, says it's not clear what path the aviation industry will take. I think everyone in the aviation industry realizes that net zero is something that they need to aspire to, and how we get there, the economics of getting there, are less clear at this point. Hydrogen fueled aircraft, while there might be some demo flights in the next decade, large-scale implementation of hydrogen definitely seems farther away and maybe not even certain. So, right there, on the top, could airports make hydrogen work as fuel? We will only have to see, but apparently they're already making steps to do the due diligence to make it happen. So, closing out the stream today, we have Yahoo Finance stock market news today. U.S. stocks tread water on shortened trading day and Bitcoin soars. This is from Josh Schaefer, Alexandra Canal, and Karen Fryer. Are the reporters for Yahoo Finance. U.S. stocks were mixed on Friday amid a low-volume day of trading following the Thanksgiving holiday. Less than an hour before the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average (DJI) moved up about 0.2% on more than 50 points, while the benchmark S&P 500 hugged the flat line. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index lagged, falling about 0.2%. Retailers outperformed the broader market as Black Friday kicks off the holiday shopping season. The S&P retail sector XRT ticked up about 4.4% as companies like Home Depot, HD, and Best Buy gained in the session. Big box chains such as Target and Walmart also moved higher despite warnings that penny-pinching consumers are spending cautiously. Retailers are going earlier and longer on holiday promotions as shoppers turn picky. Amazon, meanwhile, traded flat as the company prepares to debut first ever NFL Black Friday game in a bid to capture more viewers, lure in holiday shoppers, and attract higher-paying advertisers. Discord at OPEC Plus kept a lid on crude prices after the group of oil-producing countries said it will hold its next meeting online. The meeting to discuss output was delayed due to dispute between Saudi Arabia and African members over quotas, Bloomberg reported. Brent crude futures, BZ equals F, ticked lower to trade below $82 per barrel after falling 1.3% in the last two sessions. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures were down about 1% to trade at just about $76 a barrel after Thanksgiving break in trading. Nvidia's stock dropped about 1.5% after Reuters reported the company has pushed back the launch in China of an AI chip designed to comply with U.S. export curbs. In its earnings this week, Nvidia noted the U.S. restrictions would drag on its results. Cryptocurrencies saw a big boost with Bitcoin, BTC rallying the trade above $38,000 a coin at one point in a shortened holiday trading session, its highest level since May 2022. Shares in crypto broker Coinbase Coin also moved higher on the news, up about 6%. Tesla, another leading ticker on the Yahoo Finance homepage, climbed more than 1% higher after CEO Elon Musk said it is insane how a strike that started with 7 repair shops has started to spread in the country of Sweden, with postal workers now refusing to deliver to Tesla offices. The strike comes after Sean Fain, president of the United Auto Workers Union, aims to target Tesla next. And yeah, that's that. The finance news and the news I have today. Again, stock market news today. U.S. stocks tread water on shortened trading day and Bitcoin soars. So if you have thoughts on what you'd like to see covered here or what's important, leave it in the comments below right here on Blockchain Tech and Finance. Again, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, and I will see you back tomorrow with some more important news. And yeah, also typically if there is something important on Saturdays, I'll report it. Typically I only run these Monday through Friday, and with cool important news in industry on a short stream, I'll definitely run these on Saturday. Sundays is a day of rest, day with family, day in the real life to take care of ourselves and the needs of importance in life, helping out the self, family, life, overall, earth. Stay safe. Cheers. Ciao. Peace be with you. Onamashigas.